Bear Brothers, the Vireon Saga. Part 12, Heavy Rain, the Final Treachery. There exist Space Marine chapters that the High Lords of Terror prefer to keep obscure, because they are more useful that way. Each one has its special role to play. Some are blunt instruments. Like a rabid dog on a leash, they are tolerated as long as they don't slip their collars. The Vega Marines are one such chapter. The Vega Marines fight with whatever tactics get the job done with the least amount of inconvenience. Sometimes those tactics are traditional strategies, but more often they employ short, brutal policies of overkill. These tendencies have earned them a reputation for ruthless efficiency. On occasion, the Inquisition were obliged to investigate complaints regarding their conduct, but were dissuaded from passing any censure. In every case, the investigators were either fooled by a show of compliance, or else they were told to back down by their superiors. They now turn a blind eye to any unconventional peculiarities. What the Inquisition is likely not aware of is the Vega Marines' perfect willingness to ignore mission parameters. Good enough means good enough. Never mind the details. Pursue the enemy until a reasonable excuse presents itself. Why subdue a rebellious hive city when annihilating it will do the job more swiftly? Why confront the tyrannid swarm when a cursory analysis suggests resistance is unlikely to succeed? Simply carpet bomb the surface for a while, never mind the casualties that probably didn't have a chance anyway, report a minor victory, and call it a day. More than that, the Vega Marines engage in piracy. This is their preferred pastime. What use do Astartes have for riches and plunder? And yet they pursue it. Perhaps they trade it for things of more value to them. Information, dominion, preferential treatment, power. When they obtain conquest in the name of the Imperium, they are likely to understate the value of the return, or the beauty of a world, or the strategic importance of a system. They have little to no respect for authority, but are very adept at playing the good soldiers. While the Inquisition may view the Vega Marines as a somewhat unpredictable attack dog, in truth, they follow no master. Their loyalty to the Emperor is suspect, to say the least. They are loyal to themselves. But, like an insincere parishioner, they bow and chant and invoke like any devout Marine should. They will not necessarily ever leave the flock, as it suits their needs best to remain part of it. They simply do not care about it. But none of this is known to their Inquisition handlers. And so, when the order came down from a certain office of the Inquisitorial Conclave to wipe out the population of Vireo, it was done with confidence the job would be done swiftly and effectively. When the Vega Marines arrived, however, it seemed that orcs were already doing their job for them. The orc fleet above the planet were yet unaware of their presence. If they moved quickly, they could be done with this assignment without wasting time engaging the misshapen cruisers. The best thing to do was to simply conduct an orbital strike and obliterate the Space Wolves orcs and rebels on the surface all at once. They needed only to target the main concentration of activity. It suited the Vega Marines to leave the orc fleet alone. Bothering with them was not their mission, and so, having expended sufficient ordnance, they departed the Vireon system unmolested and without reservation. Reaching out to their Inquisition contacts, the Vega Marines stayed true to form. They reported they had eradicated all life on Vireo and left it a dead world. In this case, their exaggerations were not well received. The powers behind the Vireo project were furious. Centuries of expense and planning were wasted because someone had used the wrong instrument to execute the Emperor's will. Whatever agents of whatever branch or branches of the administratum involved in the project must have been very few and very select. All records of the endeavor were destroyed, all loose ends were purged, and all references to the planet Vireo were entirely expunged. If a curious high-ranking official ever by chance came across some fragment, it would only cite an orc-infested forbidden world with a stamp that read, Exterminatus.